file modes and opening position of the file pointer. So when you are issuing the or symbol, the file pointer in the position of beginning. Okay, the file pointer position, actually file pointer will point the beginning of the, it is present in the beginning of the file. Okay, file pointer, or we can say file handle or file, okay, we can call it as file object. Okay, when you are giving the W symbol, it is used to overwrite, so overwrite the data. So here also the file pointer which is present at the beginning of the file only. When you are giving the append mode, the file pointer will point the end of the, okay, which actually file pointer, it is at the position of end of the file. Okay, then standard input, output and error streams in Unix system, okay, Unix operating system. Okay, all the, if you take Linux operating system, whatever may be the, they are treating the hardware devices like monitor, keyboard, printer, everything they are treated as a, all hardware devices, they are treated as a files only. So it's just like if you are going to write on the monitor, means you are writing into the monitor file. Okay, when you are going to read the data, you are going to read data from the file. So the keyboard is linked with the file. Actually the keyboard, monitor, suppose if you are getting any error message, that will also print typed in the monitor only, that will be shown on the monitor only. So error, it will be monitored, treated as a standard output device and also the standard error device also. And input device, keyboard, which is treated as a standard input device. So file name is standard in, and okay, for the input device keyboard, the file name is standard in. For output device monitor, for the output device monitor, for that the standard out. So error also will be shown on that monitor only. So it will be standard error also. When you are throwing the error, it will be written on the standard error file. Okay, so if you want to use this, if you want to write or if you want to read anything from these files, means you have to import the sys module. Okay, then only you can make use of this these files. Here I am going to I have imported the sys module and I am going to open this file for reading purpose. So after reading that line, I have written those lines into the monitor. This indicate, instead of print functions, I have used here sys.sysout. Sys.sysout means it indicate the monitor. In the monitor I am going to write it. So here I have, instead of specifying print statement, okay, I have specified the standard out, which indicate which indicates the monitor. Here the standard error device also indicate the monitor only. So in that way also we can use the instead of print statement, we can use these statements also. This statement is a class. This statement is a classical way of opening the files. We can open the file with open also. Okay, while you are using this with open statement, the user no need to issue the close method explicitly. When you are opening the file with the with open statement, open function, it will this statement itself automatically close the file. That is the advantage. Okay, it will automatically close the file when you are using the with open statement. So I have opened the file with the with open function. Here the with open function will return the file handle as okay, file handle here. With the file handle file pointer, I am calling the function of write method. Here I didn't use any close method. Already we have seen that if you are issuing close method, then only it will write the content into the file. But even though without giving the close method, I am executing this function. So it will create the file output.txt. Output.txt. Here where is output.txt? Here it is. So when you are opening, the content has written. Okay, how it has written? So when you are opening, when you are using the with open statement, it will automatically close the file. That is the advantage while using this, a classical way of opening the method. Then we will talk about the absolute path and relative path. We already discussed in the beginning of the file handling chapter itself. That is absolute path means we have to give the full path. Here it is. E colon, okay, from the root directory itself we have to give. So it is present in the history folder. So we are here full, that is we are giving the full path. It is example for the absolute. But relative path means we are just specifying the file name alone, which means actually usually the Python interpreter will search the file in the current directory. Here it indicate current directory. Dot indicates current directory you have to search. If you are giving double dot means it will search the parent of the current directory. For example, to demonstrate the relative path concept, first we have to the text file which is available in the Python folder, which is available in the inside the document folder. First you have to enter this Python folder. So go here. Okay, you have to go inside the document and go inside the Python. Okay, the text folder which is present here. Okay, what is the current directory which is present in the, here the path as shown. The current directory of this file is, current folder of this file is Python. Okay, who is the parent of this current directory? Documents. Okay, suppose if the file is present in the document directory means we can specify that. Okay, after that, before the file we can specify dot dot. So I'm going to create new file in the parent folder, in the parent folder of Python. So go to the document. Okay, this is the current directory. The parent of current directory is documents. So I'm going to documents. Inside that I'm going to create one more text file. Okay, I'm going to change the name of the file, rename it. Okay, we will call it as S2. Okay, s2.txt. The file name is, give OK. So we have created the file, but which is present in the document folder. But now I am going inside the Python folder. Okay, from that directory I am creating the new Python interpreter. So you are creating. Here I am going to execute it. I am going to open from. So now the current path is, see here, the current path where I am. So I am inside the Python folder, but I want to open certain file which is present in the document folder. Okay. See here, we have created the text files in the document folder. Now we are in the Python folder. So the the S2 file which is present in the parent folder of the Python folder. Okay, so if you simply put dot means it represents the current directory. So current directory, what is the current directory? We are in the Python folder, but in the current directory there is no file name called S2. So it throws the error message for you. But when you are putting one more dot, when you are executing this, okay, when you are executing, it won't throw error message, since here we are explicitly mentioned that Python is a current directory and the parent of current directory is document. So this file is present in the okay, this file is present in the document folder. Likewise, we can include any dots. Suppose if you are including one more dot means parent of parent. Like that, we can indicate the hierarchy of the directories. We are going to see about the tell method and then seek method. Tell method which prints the where the cursor is currently at. Okay, which print the position where the cursor is position value where the cursor is currently at. And seek method, you can give any that is, you can give seek method. There is one argument called offset. For the offset, you can give any value. Either you can give 0 or 1 or 2. If you are giving 0 means, seek of 0 means your file pointer cursor portion, the cursor point will move to the beginning of the file. If you are giving 2 means the cursor portions will be moved to the end of the file. Okay, for example, here first I am opening the poem.txt file. This file I am going to open. Okay, for reading purpose. First I am reading the 3 characters. So which will be printed here. And now the cursor is in the, after reading 3 characters, the cursor which is in the 4th one. So I am executing this. Okay, the cursor portion I am printing. And after reading the 5 characters, once again I am finding out the cursor position. Now it may be in the 9th position. And once again, in the seek method, I am giving 0. So once again, I am reading 5. When I am issuing the 5, it will read the actually the file pointer positioned at the beginning of the file. So it will read the first 5 characters. Okay, then here I am positioning the file pointer to the end of the file. So it will tell the last character position. For example, I am executing this one. Press Shift Enter. So which will print the first 3 characters. After that, the cursor is in the 3rd position only. Okay, then once again I am reading the. So since it has start with the 0, so it indicate the, instead of saying 3rd, 4th, it indicate the 3rd position. Okay, the index position start with 0. Okay, so after reading the 3 characters, it has to show, actually it has to show 4, but it start with 0, so it's showing that 3. Then after reading the 8 characters, it has to show 9, but it's showing 8. Okay, then I am positioning at the, actually by using seek method, I go position at the, then here I am going to read some more characters. So I am introducing string 4 in the string 4 f dot read. I am going to read first 5 characters. Just print it. Print str4. So once again I am executing this. Now you see the output. Okay, so it has read the first 5 characters. So after here I have positioned to the beginning of the, I am positioning the cursor at the beginning of the file. So after positioning the cursor beginning of the file, I am reading first 5 characters. So the output is, okay, now the cursor is at the position 5. Okay, then I am moving the cursor to the end of the file. Now the cursor position is 2. You can rename your file. For renaming, you have to first pass the you have to pass the current file name, and then you have to give a new name. Okay, even with the rename function, you can change the location of the file also. For example, here I have first I have renamed the file. Already the current file name is test.txt. I have changed the file name to text6.txt, and I have changed the location of the file also. For example, this file is text6.txt, which is available under the Python folder. Now I have changed the location to it will be available under the documents also, or else I can change into root directory also. For example, so here now it is available in the root directory. Before executing in the root directory, you go and check it. No files are there. This is the root directory. No, that is actually, see here, none of the file is in the name of text4.txt. So after executing this command, the file I have changed the location of the file also. For example, I am executing this. In the document folder, the file test4 is there. So I am going to I am going to change this file to the root directory. So I want to move this file to the root directory. So that is we can do with the help of rename function. So here the file is present in the document directory. So first I'm changing this one. Sorry. Okay, test4.txt. Then I'm going